everyone, welcome back to my channel, y'all's channel, Truth Seeking with Veronica. A grand hope to you all. Well, this is the day that the Most High has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Won't you come on and rejoice with me? So, I need you to listen up, okay? The Most High gave me a word that I need to, first he gave me a word, okay? And then he gave me a word to give to his people, okay? My brothers and sisters in this walk, including those who are grafted in, okay? And those who cleave. So, I'm going to let the Ruach HaKodesh have his way because this is an important word, okay? And what I need you to do is I need you to get this word out, okay? And many other of y'all's faithful servants who are teaching the truth, we need you to get this word out. That is your responsibility. It is. It's just your responsibility, okay? Even if you don't agree with one little thing in there, if it was some milk in there or some meat or some things you had to chew, spit out the bones, you still need to be sharing, liking, commenting, and getting, some people can be hyped. I can't because, you know, for one, I'm not monetized. For two, I'm not up to the amount of numbers, but, you know, needed. But I see a lot of the servants of the Most High Yahuwah who are speaking, who are teaching this word. Their videos are not being hyped. Their videos are not being liked, not being shared, not being commented, and all that. Okay, wait. And then when you go and look and see the leaderboard of videos that are hyped, it's just pure garbage. You know, that's up there at the top. It's like this is so. This lets you know that it's only a narrow road. It's only a small percentage, and we need to be doing our jobs. Okay. Remember when you were in Christianity, when you were in church, when you were serving. Okay, this is the same thing. You're serving. Okay. When you were just supporting the four walls, the one behind the pulpit, you know, to be seen and accepted by the important people in these four walls in this Christianity. Okay, so now you don't have all of that. Okay, you don't have all of that right now. The goal is to and the will of the Father is to get his word out. Okay, there's still some people out there who need to hear the Most High's word. And not only those who have a bitter taste in their mouth because of the camps and the ones who, you know, spread the hate and just all the scandals, you know, just things like that. You know, those people are the people that we need to reach, okay? Because there's true servants of the Most High out there, okay? There are. And we represent the Most High Yahuwah. Okay, we are his servants. We are his people. We are being obedient. And we need you to get this word out. You got to do your part. You just have to. Okay? You know, we already have a lot working against us, okay? Because this word is so supposed to, it's not going to get out in the algorithm, this world's algorithm like it should. You know, if it blew up and got popular, you better, you know, kind of take a second look, okay? Because the word that we are given is the truth. It is not popular in this world, okay? It's just not popular. And so it's going to be suppressed. But you can do your part and get it. Oh, I think my teapot is about to go off. Excuse me. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. The teapot. I told you I had to get up this morning, get this done. Okay, so we need to do our part, and a lot of us are not doing our part. A lot of us are listening to certain parts of the video, watching a little bit of it, cutting off of it, checking like, not checking like, not even commenting, shalom, something to get the videos out there. Because see, this is serious. And many of us are not monetized because the Most High told us not to be monetized. I'm one of them, okay? I can be monetized, okay, easily. Okay, but the Most High said no. But there are some out there who are monetized and that are. This is how they make their living. Yah has given them permission, many of them, to make their living by feeding His sheep. Okay. If we all have different callings, everything that we've been taught in that religion. You need to unlearn it, okay? Keep the foundation, Yahushua, Yahuwah, it's as far as what we've learned. Keep the foundation. We still, the Bible. We love the Bible. That's our history, okay? That's our history, our past, our future, our present. That is what the word is, okay? Including the books that were taken out. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this because this video is not going to be long and I need to get ready because I have things that I got to go do today, okay? And I need to first and foremost be obedient to the Most High Yahuwah. So this is coming from Malachi chapter 3, yes. Okay, so you're wondering, what do I do? I'm not paying my tithes anymore to these old crooked pimped out business pulpit pastors, okay? We're not. I'm not feeding their household and their luxury vacations and their luxury resorts and their airplanes and their luxury cars and their $1 million mansions and all the property and land and businesses they own under the church. I'm not feeding that anymore. I'm not giving to that faithfully 10% and then more offerings every month or every Sunday or 3 times a week. So what am I doing now with my increase, with my money? What am I doing now? What are you doing now? Many are saying that they're lonely, they're stressing. What are you putting your energy into? Where are you volunteering? Who are you giving to? What are you doing? Now that we have awakened, we are and have to be responsible with our finances, with our money, who we give to, as far as who we are planting and what we are planting seeds into. This is serious. This is very serious because there are many who have profited off of us, off of this press down, shake it together, want the most, won't God pour you out a blessing, all this stuff you give, and they're still doing the same thing today. You give, and then the only thing you're seeing, you're barely keeping your lights on. And if you are, I'm giving my money and offerings, and I live, in the suburbs, I live great, but you're lacking and you're poor in spirit. Because you're not being fed anything. You're not being told the truth. Okay? So we have been bamboozled for a long time. And let's wrap this on up. Okay? Anyway, this is exciting. I'm excited about giving this word that I was able to give this word this morning. Okay? Because many are not putting their finances and monies and their time and energy where it needs to go. Okay? The storehouse. Originally, and I don't care what they tell you, originally the churches that we attended supposed to have a storehouse, and that storehouse was where people put their money, You may have food banks and clothing banks, just everything that's needed. And the storehouse is for the people who attend the church. Okay? The highest, the pastors or deacons, they serve. You serve the most high sheep. You serve them is what you do. They don't serve you. They don't serve the shepherd. The shepherds serve the sheep. Okay? So now you can look and, a lot of them have millions and millions of dollars in church funds. It's been going on for 20 years, 10 years, building into the church fund, just lining and fattening their pockets, reprobate minds, had nothing to do with the people. You go in the neighborhood and you see nothing but poverty. You see, people are eating foods that are bad. You know that there are places that can be put up, little gardens. That there's so much that can happen in the area. There's people that's in the church that are in need, but they got skills, so they can help maybe clean someone's house. Maybe they can, cut someone's lawn, elderly or single mother or a family that just need help. Maybe they can help fix their roof or fix their bathroom, do their plumbing. But they need help and assistance in other ways. I've always been bewildered with this, okay? This is why I'm excited about the Most High giving me this word, because I'm like, I've always felt that way. I'm like, why are there so much poverty in these neighborhoods, and there's churches on every corner, and they feeding the sheep, they giving the word, they put on the entertainment, they put on the show, somebody got to tap at the door, to donate, and it's like, you ain't doing nothing, but in this this stuff that we were taught, that was all wrong, okay? Now we know the truth. Now what are we doing? Who are we giving to? Who are we connecting ourselves with? What area do you live in? And then maybe if you drive out maybe 15 minutes, you see more poverty. How are you helping? Are you giving the word? Are you setting something up, to assist people? Are you? Yeah, that's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. We're not in the four walls anymore. All this stuff that irritated you, that you saw when you left the church, or while you was in church. Well, when you was in church, you were fogged up. You were asleep. Many of us. So you didn't see everything. But I know that you look around and go, all this time they talking about if you give your tithes, your 10%, that's gonna keep the curses away. That's gonna keep you blessed. But here it is, people struggling. Here it is, people can't pay their rent, their bills, their mortgage. They can't pay their car note. They can't feed their children, but they gonna pay that 10%. Yeah, you've heard this before, but I'm telling you. What am I telling you? Oh, gosh, excuse me. Let me turn this off. Okay. Okay, I have to get that going. Okay, so, what am I saying? You need to get involved. Okay? It's time for you to get your hands dirty. It's time for you to get involved in your area. If you're living in that area, it's something simple, Set up something simple. Maybe it's an area and people, just trying to think. Just think of something simple. You can set up a food pantry. Okay, a food, real small one. Just ask people, hey, when you go to the grocery store, get extra, okay, and bring it here. In your area, in your neighborhood, okay? Now, if you find somebody that's constantly coming and getting the food and not, putting in, and even those who are putting in, guess what? They have other skills. Say, listen, you're coming this week, well, such and such need their house clean. Such and such need their yard mowed. Such and such brother or sister, they need, their daughters need their hair done. The sons need their hair cut. Come on, we got too many skills for us to just be throwing those skills out there into heathenation. I'm just saying. We're too intelligent not to think of a way to where we can help. You know, I don't know what scripture this is, but if you know what scripture it is, you know when someone's asking for food and they're hungry, but instead you just go preach them a word and may God bless you, you know, or even if now that we're awake and may Yahushua bless you, you know, who will bless you and be baruch and shalom, you know, is that feeding anybody's belly? I'm just saying, is that feeding anyone's belly? Okay, so the Most High gave me Malachi 3, chapter 3, behold, I will send my messengers, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Most High, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Most High Yahuwah. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. So what are you doing? How, you know, is he going to say, well done, my good and faithful servant, because you stayed to yourself and you didn't put your hands to work? I'm just saying. And you know about that fuller soap. Anyway. Okay, he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Most High Yah an offering of righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah. See, it's talking about now, right now, okay? They've always used this scripture to scare people to tithe, you know, give your 10%. You know, they didn't read all of it. You need to read all of it, is what you need to do. Like I've always read all of this. I'm like, why did they just pull out that tithe part, okay? And then they say, oh, the Old Testament is none and void. It was only in the New Testament. Well, wow, you know, Malachi is in the Old Testament. You know, you even go to Acts, they talk about the storehouse, all of them giving. What happened to that? They were giving everything they had and then divided rightly. It's just, I mean, think, people, think, okay? Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Most High Yah, as in the days of old and as in former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the harlots in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear not me, said the Most High Yahuwah. See, this is just not talking about, as they say, these Edomites and the Esau nation. This is also talking about, you know, the Gentiles, you know, the ones who have not cleaved to the 12 tribes, okay? Because they still got churches and doing this stuff out there. And then you still got us melanated, the ones that's in the tribe that rebel, who are not, as I say again, who are not, you know, doing what they're supposed to do. Because why? They're in these four walls, they're entertaining, they preaching, they do, and you know, I don't care about offending that. I don't care, because it's a lie and it's not the truth. And you have to bring out what is a lie. Okay? You have to bring it out. Verse 6, for I am the Most High Yah, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers, you are gone away from my ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, said the Most High Yah. But ye said, wherein shall we return? See, just like now, it's kind of like now. Okay, well, we get out of Christianity or whatever other religion. You know, we don't have people to go to. We don't have a church to go to. We don't have nothing to do. That's why a lot of them stick in there because, the belonging, needing somewhere to go and be, okay? But if you connect yourself and humble yourself, surrender to the Most High Yahuwah and get that Ruach HaKodesh within you, you will be led. You will know what you need to do. You will know where you need to go back to. Come back to Him, Okay, verse 8. Will a man rob Yahuwah? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Okay, in the tithes and offerings. Okay, remember, you're in the church. Okay, because you're in the church and you're giving and giving. It's the shepherd that's supposed to be rightly dividing everything amongst the people. Everyone reaching out, discipling, all in the neighborhoods, all in the valleys and in the everywhere. And then they're not doing it. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. And they have been using this Malachi for their advantage. And they are liars and the truth is not in them. Okay? They have robbed the Most High Yahuwah. Because many church people, they're faithful. If they got it, they're going to give it. Okay? They give until they look back that month and go, how did I give that much? And still and yet, the church fund is growing. There's still people that need help all in surrounding areas. Even if they can't even go and help nobody in the next town because they so greedy. They so greedy, they not helping nobody. It's all going in their pockets. So they are robbing the Most High Yahuwah. They are robbing y'all. They are cursed. We were then planting our seeds in cursed ground. Cursed ground. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. See, this is deeper than just this church 10% tithes that they tried to use this for. The Most High is talking about a nation. Us. The 12 tribes. Us. Yasharel. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, said the Most High Yah, if I will not open you up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Now, remember how they used to use that, okay? Now, is Yah Elohai that gives a little bit and then takes it back and then you're back in the same situation? That's what I'm saying. We were serving and worshiping a different deity under that, a little G gods. We was, yeah. Mm-hmm. I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruit of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, said the Most High Yah. And all the nations shall call you blessed. For ye shall be a delightsome land, said the Most High Yahuwah. Your words have been stout against me, said the Most High. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve Yahuwah. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances, and that we have walked mournfully before the Most High Yahuwah? Find something to do. Great volunteer, serve in the kingdom. Stop being depressed, letting the enemy depress you. There's a specific demonic spirit that does that and then brings his friends. Okay? And now we call the proud happy. Yea, that they work wickedness are set up. Yea, they tempt Yahuwah, are even delivered. They that tempt Yahuwah are even delivered. Go back. That's what I'm saying. You see I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give this 2,500 because they said if I give this, then I'm gonna get blessed, and so I'm gonna give this and see what happens. That's tempting the Most High Yahuwah. You better watch try to tempt, yeah. Okay, that's straight demonic. It really is. Anyone that's telling you to plant this seed, you know God's gonna bless you if you plant this seed, if you give to this and that. No, listen here. What y'all do for each individually and as a nation is his business, okay? But now that we have come out of it, don't be fiddling your thumbs wondering what you need to do. You know. Actually, many of you have already been prompted about this, okay? You know, okay? So if you are a leader, if you are a watchman, watchwoman, if you are a teacher, if you are a shepherd and a prophet of the Most High Yahuwah, prophetess, whatever you are, whoever you are for the Most High Yahuwah, I ask that you expound and give this word, okay? Because the people need to know what to do, okay? They need to know that they're not robbing the Most High Yahuwah by not tithing, okay? This is about the nations. This is about us. This dives deeper now that we're awakening. We see what this is really about, okay? Okay, I'm almost done. And they shall be mine, okay? They that fear the Most High Yah spake often one to another. And the Most High Yah hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Most High Yah and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, said the Most High Yahuwah, in that day when I make up my jewels. We are his precious jewels. And I will spare them as a man spared his own son that serveth him. Serve the Most High. Serve in his kingdom. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. You won't, you can, like I said, you can be listening to someone that's in this Christianity and all these other religions, and they sound so right because that's what you used to hearing. That's what you was taught. It's all in your family, okay? It sounds righteous, okay? But it's wicked. Because you have not discernment, They remember when they were telling us we were the Gentiles, and we were still happy and glad just to get in the kingdom. Okay, remember when they told us, Yahuwah divorced y'all, he didn't want to have nothing else to do with y'all, and now he chose the church as his people. Remember now they're saying that it's spiritual now, has nothing now to do with the 12 tribes. It's just off the hook, okay? It's off the hook. But now you got discernment. You have discernment now. You are awakened. And then you can go out and serve and help awaken others. You ain't got to force it on them. Just by what you're doing, your words, and just being a blessing to someone will help, okay? Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High Yah and him that serveth him not. Now we know the difference. We know the difference now, okay? I ain't friends and handshaking with no heathens, that preach that we or Gentiles and we are not worthy. I don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear anything that they have to teach or say. I don't, because they're all gonna always slip their superiority in there. Always, I know a lot of us melanated that I used to go to them too. They go to their churches, okay, and it's like, wow, okay. It's wild now that I sit back and look back at everything. I'm like, wow. I didn't see that then. Okay? But, anywho, that's all I have to give you today. Until next time, I love you much. Be Baruch, Veronica.